an emergency broadcast of some sort because things are happening in the damnable Zoological Republic and, of course, in the blessed land of Biafra that calls for me to bring each and every one of you up to speed. This is a live presentation going out to the entirety of humanity. The time now is 4 minutes past 7 p.m. in the glorious and blessed land of Biafra, the land of Ikonso, the land of the ancients, to preach this very gospel unashamedly, uncompromisingly, unrelentingly to those that embrace the truth. As I do welcome you this evening from where I am, allow me to also urge you to welcome all those who are around you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. Because unlike any other, this is the only broadcaster indigenous to Africa listened to right across the surface of this very planet Earth. Bar none, this Radio Biafra, this very citadel of knowledge and spirituality from which the emergence of Biafra will be proclaimed in due course. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the largest mass movement on the face of this very planet Earth, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. I am the director of radio, Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the only one indivisible God Almighty in heaven, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. This evening we are going to preach this very gospel that God himself in heaven and man on this very earth may bear us witness, that in their time they came and they spoke the truth, and that very truth prevailed and set the sons of men free. Bring your pen and paper this evening, because if you do not have your pen and paper in your possession, believe you me, a lot will be lost on you. You must listen very, very attentively. We are simulcasting on a multitude of platforms. We are on FM in Biafra land, we are on satellite right across West Africa, East Africa, and the Arabian Peninsula as well. We are also on every app that is sensible for any human being to have in this age and time. IPOB, Community Radio, Radio Biafra app, TuneIn, Simple Radio, everywhere, Radio Garden. If you want to listen to Radio Biafra, simply go on Google and say to Google, how do I listen? We are also on YouTube. University of Radio Biafra on YouTube is where we are delivering this lecture through this very evening, morning, noon, or night, depending on where you are. We are also on Facebook, believe it or not. For those of you who can find it, we are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. In other words, everywhere is covered. Because we need to confuse our enemies and our detractors and all those who are determined to hold us down in slavery and bondage, which we are not going to tolerate any longer. We are shaking off the chains of bondage tied around us by those that enslaved us in the Americas, by those that came and colonized us, and from the, should I say, the Janjaweed, from the foothills of the Futajalon, the mountain of the vultures, somewhere in Senegal. The whole world is listening. Every government is listening. Every intelligence agency is listening from all over the world, because here they too become educated about the goings on and happenings in the damnable Zoological Republic as we continue to mourn the very great and gallant hero, Ikonso, which means the chalice of God, the Holy Grail himself. We are still mourning, and we are doing all that we can to make sure that we give him a befitting burial, worthy of a hero of his time. And work is ongoing to that effect, and we're not going to stop until the heads are complete, 2,000 of them. We are going to pray to call upon the Almighty in heaven, that the ancients named everlasting, Ebigebi, Elohim, Adonai, El Shaddai, the creator of the heavens and this very earth, unto thee and to thee alone do we give every praise, adoration, adulation, and submission, because you are the only one true living God, not two, not three, not four, not five. You are indivisible, you are immortal, because you are God, you are creation itself. You are not man, you are not flesh. You are not even spirit. You are God, the creator of all that man can see. Heaven and earth are testifying to your greatness and your glory upon the lives of your children, those that were called by your name, that your will may be done on this very earth as it is in heaven, where it also is right now. We beseech thee, your children, listening all over the world, to have mercy upon us, to forgive us our sins, to be kind and merciful to us, that your face may shine upon us, that this Biafra may come in our time to your eternal glory and yours alone. Glory doesn't belong to man, it belongs to thee, the creator of the heavens and this very earth. We come and bow before thee this evening for your everlasting and abiding grace to be in our lives, for you to rain confusion on the heads of our enemies wherever they may be, that your will may be done, your kingdom come on this very earth as it is in heaven, that Biafra may come, and every generation, not just this very one, every child who will ever be born a Biafran may look down upon this time, this age, this period, and say to themselves that our ancestors called upon your name and you answered them. Because of that, we shall worship thee forever, because you are God and Biafra is yours. Let your name and your name alone be praised, adored, and worshipped now and forevermore, we pray. He said, I am going to preach the gospel of heaven that Elohim has determined should be preached to the children of men. You must listen very, very carefully this evening. Very, very carefully, you must listen. Things are happening. First of all, this evening, I am starting with a series of advice to our people, wherever they may be in the world, especially those who have relatives in the northern part of the British-created contraption, the damnable Zoological Republic, a place created for the habitation of animals and beasts, but unfortunately has some humans in them. My advice this evening, morning, night, to people who are listening is that you must stop traveling, especially in Biafra land and around the zoo. You must stop traveling unless your travel is absolutely essential, because things are happening and will continue to happen for the foreseeable future. You must stay where you are. Be very, very careful and smart. Use your brain all the time, and also be aware of the things that are around you. Very, very critical, because we are now firmly entrenched in the dark phase of these very efforts to remove the children of heaven from the iniquitous existence that we have endured in the damnable Zoological Republic for so long. I am also advising Hausa people who are in the main lovely set of human beings. Hausa people, you must detach yourselves from the Fulani blood-sucking demons. Hausa people, you must detach yourself from the Fulanis. because they are hiding under your name to perpetrate all manner of evil. They are hiding under your name to seek refuge and shelter after they must have committed one heinous crime or the other. The problem of the zoo called Nigeria is the Fulani people. Fulani, they are the problem. Every terror group in Nigeria is Fulani. All those stealing and looting the treasury dry is Fulani. Those that ran the economy into the ground, they are all Fulani. Those killing innocent people with army, police, navy, and air force uniforms are all Fulani people. They are the problem. The Hausa people must do all they can to remove themselves from these demons. The people today, the whole world must understand this. I'm saying this on a day. The reason why I came to preach this evening, because we are still in mourning, to be honest with you. The reason why I am preaching this evening is to remind the whole world, especially the Biden administration, because I know that now Barack Obama has an upper hand in what is happening. And he is a supporter of evil. Barack Obama is a supporter of evil. So he has a hand in what is now happening. And the whole world must be placed on notice. The whole world must be placed on notice. On a day that the zoo called Nigeria is pleading with the USA to try to come to their rescue, to try to solve a problem that they themselves created. People must be able to use their brain. That is why this broadcast this evening is absolutely pivotal, that it goes to the ends of this very earth to remind the whole world and the conscience of humanity the genesis of the problem in Nigeria, those that caused it and those who are now seeking foreign intervention to try to perpetuate their rule, to try to sustain this Fulani empire, which is unsustainable. So this broadcast is ostensibly for those of them who have taken bribe at US State Department to prop up this Janjaweed regime in the zoo, this tyrannical, undemocratic regime in Nigeria. This is for them. If you have any white friend who is working for the United States State Department or any of their embassies anywhere in the world, you must ask them to listen, or you send the link to them as soon as practicable. Why am I saying this? Is because the people asking the USA today for help are the same people sacking, killing, and killing, not Hausa people, but Fulani. The same people that sacked Hausa towns and villages, killed Hausa kings and their nobility, and pillaged the entire Hausa land and rendered them useless, they have come into the Middle Belt. They are now in our own land and we must stop them. The United States of America, the US ambassador to the zoo, the UK presence in Nigeria and all across Africa, they must understand this very, very clearly. The demon that we are fighting are Fulani. They are now asking you to come to help them elongate, or should I say, accomplish their Fulani, their caliphate, their empire that they have been seeking to build for over 200 years. They used their stupid one Nigeria mantra, it did not work. People are now alive to what is going on. They have now resorted to working through Obama, who is himself a terrorist, to try to get the Biden administration to help the zoo called Nigeria, to help the Fulani empire strengthen their stranglehold upon the lives of the innocent indigenous populations. And that cannot be allowed to happen. The same Fulani are the ones now making incursions into the Middle Belt. People, I am trying to build a foundation, a preamble to tonight's gospel, that you may understand everything I'm saying perfectly well. Those now making incursions into the Middle Belt are Fulani, not Hausa people, under the guise of one Nigeria. You must understand this very clearly. The reason why Swedes, or should I say people's land, are being taken from them is because you are in a place called one Nigeria. Any day you understand this simple, should I say, conundrum, that very day you will begin to do something to remove yourselves from the zoological republic. I tweeted before I came on air because the governor of Niger State, or should I say Niger State, issued a statement where he said that bandits are daily sacking our villages. Understand this very clearly. Bandits are daily sacking our villages. This is a supposedly north, but of course it's middle belt. The reason why I tweeted that most of the Janjaweed on my Twitter handle could not understand is this. Niger State is Nupe territory. My sympathies lie with Nupe people. I used the word Niger, or should I say the phrase Niger State, so that people can understand what I'm saying. I am talking about Nupe people. They are not Fulani. They are not Hausa. They may have been forcibly converted to Islam during the trans-Saharan trade routes, from Arabia. Or some of them forcibly converted, because the throne of Nupe land was usurped by the Fulani. I want people today to use even ordinary Niger State. I want people to reason for once, please. The same thing now happening to us that we are repelling, or right across Biafra land, happened in Niger State to Nupe people. Before that, it happened to the Gwari people. Before that, it happened to the Biron people. Before that, it happened to the Bachama people. Before that, it happened to Hausa people. The only people that managed to put up a resistance till today are the TV people from the Middle Belt and also the Kanu Brono people from today's Brono State. But of course, they're fighting a losing battle without all of us putting our hands together to say no to these excesses of Fulani Janjaweedism in the zoo, Nigeria. What happened and why did I tweet? I said that my sympathies lie with the good people of Nupe, I should have said, not even Niger State. Let me make it absolutely clear. These nonsensical, rampaging Fulanis everywhere, killing, slaughtering, and forcibly taking over our land, these same people that jettisoned and abandoned every trace of federal character in their selection and in their appointment, these people that gave themselves majority in terms of the numbers of the people who are in Nigeria by way of census, these same people that control both houses of national legislature, so to speak, these same people that are in Asorok, these people that control the Air Force, the Navy, these people that control the Army and the police, these same people that control, even ordinary fire service, they control customs, they control civil defense. Everything is in their care. Everything is in their care. They have taken over everything. They own NMPC. Everything is theirs. They are the ones unleashing mayhem, death, and destruction upon, should I say, idiotic indigenous populations by virtue of their docility and idiocy over the years. The Fulanis have managed to encroach. And now, they came even to Ibariam. They entered into a Ebonyi state, if not for the gallant work we did for nearly 4 years. Without mentioning it today, Ebonyi would have been immediate Yala Fulani terrorist territory. The USA must listen without prejudice tonight. The US ambassador must listen without prejudice tonight and convey this very message to the US government. Because I know that Barack Obama is wielding inordinate influence over Biden's regime. That is a fact, and we must speak it here. These people came to our land and killed somebody fighting to keep his ancestral home together. And that is why I keep saying it live on air to the hearing of the whole world that Ikonso must be avenged in a grand manner, so that in their next life, these Janjaweed people and the traitors we have in Biafra land, they will know not to touch a warrior and defender of the innocent, which Ikonso was. A warrior and a defender of the innocent. Ikonso did not go to Plateau State to fight Fulani Janjaweedism. Ikonso did not travel to Bauchi State to fight the Fulani jihadists. Ikonso did not travel to Yobe to fight them. He was in his father's land, the home of the ancients, the land of his ancestors and his forebears, defending it against the ravages and excesses of Fulani Janjaweedism. And there, with the help of Popo Zadema, with the help of Obi Ozo, with the help of Igbo APC informants, with the help of the Fulefus you have writing rubbish from Abuja and from Lagos, they killed a son of the soil. And the Ikonso will be avenged without apologies to any idiot wherever in the world. It will be avenged. Because it is appointed unto man to die only but once. Every living organism one day will perish. Even this earth will die someday. I think the scientists have placed the date around about 5 billion years to come. There will be no earth. There will be no universe. Everything will diminish and disappear. The sun will stop shining. If you don't know, let me tell you. That is after destroying the whole earth to start with. It is the way you die that matters. It is the way you exit the stage that matters. And the Ikonso exited the stage as the hero that he was born to be. That is why he will be avenged. There will be no mercy. There will be no mercy. I'm telling you, there will be no mercy whatsoever. None. Let that heaven fall, that we may all perish, if that is the will and wish of the Most High Elohim. This same Fulani, some of you are calling yourselves Nigerians because you are deaf. As I said a few broadcasts back, the reason why I took time to study the idiocy of black people is because of Nigerians. The most useless and idiotic set of people on the face of this planet Earth. Now listen to this. This is a headline news from Nigeria. IDPs are refugees in their own land. They perfumed the name refugee and came up with the word, should I say, the name IDP, meaning internally displaced persons, rather than refugees in their own land. This was what Ikonso was fighting against. For people to understand. The reason why people of Imo states today are not in IDP camps is because of Ikonso and the gallant men behind him. Because of the entire Eastern Security Network Command in Imo State. I want people who are listening, especially those who are Igbo Biafrans, especially those in Imo State, to understand what I'm preaching tonight. It is because of the lives of Ikonso. That is why what is happening in Makurdi Lafia Highway is not happening in Imo State. But you see, before we used to say, there is a saying where we come from, that they said to a Fulani man, that is a type of running stomach that you have, you wish you were dead. It was said to a Fulani man, nor should I say Hausa, may you have the type of running stomach that will bring you to the verge of death. And Aboki said, okay, when I see it, I will know. Our people are exactly the same. Exactly the same. They don't listen. Some of you in Eboyi before never knew what was happening. You never knew the sacrifice that IPOB was making to keep Eboyi safe from Fulani Janjaweed. You never knew. Until recently. None of you, till today, know what Ikonso had to pass through to keep Imo State safe. Let me tell you where there is no ESN, what is happening. Let me tell people where there is no IPOB, what is going on. What Fulani is doing with them, because some of you don't understand what is happening. You have no idea. Now listen very carefully. IDPs block Makurdi Lafia Highway, protesting killing of 7 by headsmen. Now listen, the Fulanis went to their villages and drove them away. The government could not send the army or soldiers to go and guard their villages, even ask them to return to their villages. No, not at all. They are in the south killing people. killing innocent people. And I want the USA, the US ambassador, the British High Commissioner to understand what I'm saying tonight. Because we are going to mount a very severe campaign. We are going to bombard United States State Department. We are going to bombard the office of Biden. We are going to call them on the phone starting from tomorrow. We are going to bombard them with all the facts and evidence of Fulani atrocities against indigenous populations. Those they are seeking to come now to help. Because of Obama. Obama is a Muslim. Obama wants to see the whole of Nigeria colonized by Islam. Now listen to this. People blocked the highway because they are in refugee camps. The media in Nigeria hardly ever talk about this. In Nigeria, you have Bloomberg, you have BBC, you have CNN, you have people are refugees in their own land in Nigeria. The people are shouting about Myanmar, shouting about Rohingya every blessed day. But in Makurdi, in Benue State, the land of the TV people, Idoma, Igede, all this, people are in refugee camps. Now ask yourself this question. Who puts them in refugee camps? Two things. One, failure of the Nigerian state and their so-called security services to protect their own citizens. That's number one. The people that put them there are Fulani terrorists, masquerading as headsmen. Now ask yourself, why is it difficult for the army to do what Eastern Security Network is doing? Protecting their own people. Why is it difficult? Because it is a cleverly choreographed, planned agenda of the Fulani. Because Fulani is in Asorok, controlling and directing the destiny, should I say, of over 200 million people, whereas their foot soldiers drawn from across the Sahel are in Benue State slaughtering people. They chase them away from their homes, from their farms, from their livelihoods. They are now headed like a sheep into an IDP camp, which ostensibly is a refugee camp. And inside the refugee camp, they still come there and kill them. And people get up in the morning, talk about one Nigeria. The same people you will find are the ones saying about one Nigeria. Let's keep Nigeria one. Let anything we can do to keep Nigeria one, must do it. The same people killing you in Benue State, chased you away from your ancestral lands. You are in refugee camps. The same army that cannot defend you, defend your land, they are there, and the same Fulani terrorists came to the same refugee camps, having driven you away from your homes to kill you again. And all you can do is to come out to block the expressway. Are you blocking the expressway so that when media houses report it, the Fulani people in Asorok will do something for you? Is that why you're blocking the highway? That was why I've advised Governor Otom of Benue State, and now I'm advising Nupe people of Niger State to rise up and defend your land. Because once you rise up to defend your land, they will send DSS, number one, Fulani DSS. It's a very clever plan. Why Nigerians cannot deduce this? For the life of me, I don't know. I have no idea why you cannot deduce what Fulani is doing to you. They will send DSS to arrest you, and they will abduct you in the middle of the night. If you can only survive when people witness your abduction, or else they will kill you. Fulani DSS, secret police. Next, they will send the army. I want people to reason this very clearly. They will send the army to your village to kill everybody there, defending you from the excesses of their own fellow Fulani Janjaweed. Most of them sometimes in military uniform. And they will send the police to impose their fake curfew that allows the Fulani to come to attack innocent indigenous populations. Now ask yourself this very question once again. Why is it that the police and the army cannot come to defend you when you are under attack? Why is it that it's only when you retaliate or you fight back that you hear about army and police? I will use Ebonyi State as an example. All the years they've been killing us, occupying our land, that we cannot go to the farm anymore, Dave Umahi said nothing. It was only the time that we started to respond in like manner to these terrorists that they started complaining. Now, The only way they can keep you in IDP camps in Benue State and soon to be Niger State. Do you know that Yoruba people are refugees in Benin Republic? Are you aware of that? They were driven away from their homes. Some Yoruba people are in Benin Republic as refugees. Ask yourself, how did all these things become possible? It only became possible because you are still talking about one Nigeria. The more you talk about one Nigeria, the more they want to ram their ruga down your throat. The more you talk about one Nigeria, the more Fulani will continue to act with impunity. It's common sense. Refugees from Abagana camp blocked the highway linking Makurdi to Lafia, protesting the recent killings by headsmen and laying the corpses of the victims on the road. Do you think this will stop them from attacking you again? I want Nigerians to listen very carefully to what I have to say this evening. The people you are relying upon to come to your rescue are the same people that sent these murderers to kill you and get your land for Islam and for Allah. But sadly, because some of you are so prejudiced, you cannot see it before it's too late. The same thing they did to Ojukwu when Ojukwu was fighting for all of you to save all of you. Nigeria and Britain went on a grand propaganda all over the world that Ojukwu was a secessionist. They got all of you from the Middle Belt to fight to, in fact, you happily enlisted into the Nigerian army to wipe out the Igbo race from the face of this earth. Happily you did. But today, isn't it ironic? The same people that told you one Nigeria, to keep Nigeria one is what we must die for, they are the ones now killing you in the name of one Nigeria. Does that make sense to you? Do you now understand where we're coming from? Do you now understand where we are coming from? Because the world must understand what is happening in the zoo. The world must understand what is propelling this Fulani agenda. They always desire, let's keep Nigeria one. What unites us is more than what divides us. But in there in your village, turning it into a refugee in your father's land. They are in your village taking your land. They are in your village with police commissioner, DPO. Everybody is Fulani in your village making your life a misery. And you're busy shouting one Nigeria. Let's keep Nigeria one. These are the things you must understand very clearly. Armed headsmen, Fulani headsmen, stormed the IDP camp and started shooting at the people, killing 7 and leaving many others injured. Fulani terrorists. The same people telling you to accommodate, they are the same people that told you that these are foreigners. Nigeria, why is it that your brain cannot work properly? I ask you. They told you these are foreigners. But the Nigerian army cannot attack foreigners attacking them. Any day you rise up against so-called foreigners in your land, you see army and police everywhere to kill people as they did to Ikonso. That is the stupidity that Nigerians are living with every blessed day. I want Hope Uzodinma and the rest of the Fulefus you have in the east to see Benue State. Look at Benue. What is happening in Benue? Hope Uzodinma, is this what you want for Imo people, for them to be in IDP camps? That was why he also dismantled Fulani terrorist camps in and around Olo. Obi also for Hanes and Datron and Yoshi. That you have a home today is because of Ikonso, or else Fulani Janjaweed terrorists would have done to you what they are now doing in Benue. Benue is not traditional Fulani, or might I even say Hausa territory. But the people are in refugee camps. As I cursed them many years ago, almost 11 years ago, I cursed them and I said to them, everything that Biafrans went through, the whole of Nigeria will go through it. Today you are in refugee camps, some of you outside the country, refugee camps. Is that not correct? Is that not correct? I'm asking all of you. You have not learned anything. The same thing they brought against IPOB. Let's take the terrorist group, proscribe. The idiot writing proscribed IPOB or outlawed IPOB. For the same Fulani he's writing it for there in his village. The idiot cannot go to his village. Do you know there are some operatives in DSS, working for DSS, that confided in me? They write to me, they tell me, some of you don't know this, that we are working for DSS, we cannot even go to our villages anymore. But they're in Abuja arresting protesters, shooting unarmed Shia protesters, clamping down on NSAS protesters, abducting anybody who disagrees with the government. And all of you are just there watching, protesting on the road. You think that's what we need now is a revolution. I am urging and asking brave Yoruba youths to rise up from tonight and make the West ungovernable. Forget all that rubbish they're telling you. In every revolution in the world, if some of you actually went to school, which I believe you did, go and read the history of revolution. In it, you burn down everything and rebuild it afterwards. You burn down everything. The time for a bloody revolution is now. Your problem are not just the army and the police. Your politicians are they are number one. You must come out now to make the West ungovernable. Everybody, every youth across the, I know in the north they will not do anything because they are caged. They are waiting for their imams to tell them what to do, which goes to prove that you're not one with them. The time has come for every young person at heart. Some of us are old, but we still act young, to rise up now to defend their land. You know, some of you think that the destruction of police station and other services is our infrastructure. Whose infrastructure is it? It's not you. It's not yours. They are using it to cage you down. Then ask yourself, if these police are very good, where were they when Nimbo was attacked by Fulani headsmen? When governor of Enugu State was calling them, they never turned up. Where were they when also one were being attacked by Fulani headsmen? Where were they? They never came. They never turned up. 82 division is in Enugu. When people are analyzing what is happening, they never interrogate these obvious, I wouldn't call them lapses, obvious shortcomings in the thinking of those that claim they want one Nigeria. If you want one Nigeria, when Fulani people were massacring us in Nimbo, in all these places, why didn't 82 division in Enugu respond? It's a simple question I'm asking you. Anybody in Enugu talking about one Nigeria? Anybody anywhere in Biafra land talking about one Nigeria? Anybody from the south talking about when people were being massacred at Agatu for days? For many days, the massacre did not happen in one night. For many days. How come the army did not respond? It's a simple question. But they always respond after the fact. The day youth of Benue rose up to say enough is enough, then the army landed. They did to them exactly what they did to Igonso. They identified their hard man and killed him. But all the hard men of Fulani terrorists that are walking up and down, Militiala leadership, they're all there. All of you can see them. They appear on TV every day talking. And did they hypnotize you people? What did they actually give to you people in Nigeria? What did Fulani give to you people? I don't understand it. Hope Uzodinma and his fellow hopeless Eastern politicians think their Fulani masters can save them. Of course they can't. They can't even save themselves. They are calling America to help them. America. And they are facing insurgency from people who are not educated. Imagine when we go for full-blown insurgency. People that went to school and are read. You think you can hide anywhere? You are doing hard man, you are finished, I assure you. All these Fulani made quislings, masquerading as politicians who think they are smart or that everybody can be bought over with their blood money. I have news for you. Despite the fact that Fulani made people believe that you don't need us anymore, you don't need people to be elected into office by virtue of the emergence of Hope Uzodinma. You people are going to face the wrath of the people. I'm only asking Yoruba youths today to come out and hunt down those who are hunting for their lives. The whole place needs to boil at the same time. And then you get freedom. If you doubt me, go into your nearest library. After this program, just go to Google and ask yourself, write revolution in history, in modern history, or in the history of mankind. All of them, they released prisoners from prisons everywhere in the world. That's how it happens. You must release prisoners from their prison cells and burn down every governmental institution. We can rebuild them with in a couple of seconds once we are free, and better, more edifying buildings than this rubbish that looks like poetry that they scatter everywhere and claim they are police stations. People may be shocked at what I'm saying. Before somebody calls you from US to lecture you about civility, and ask them, who is George Washington? Did George Washington not lead a revolution against the British? A bloody, violent revolution that made America great today. Because Obama may call some of you talking his rubbish the worst and the most useless black president in the history of the whole world. Talking his rubbish. Ask him, Obama, the freedoms you are enjoying in America, did it come about by writing letter or protesting? It came about via a bloody revolution by George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Adams, and all the rest of them. In the USA, everybody wants US visa. Bloody. Let me even go back to England. I'm saying this for my Yoruba brothers and sisters. Why they must come out and make life unbearable for their own politicians as well, for all of us to be free. I'm asking every youth across the Middle Belt to rise up tonight. Don't go to the streets to be protesting. Destroy every government building that you can find. It's called a revolution. Before you start talking rubbish, you see England that colonized you. You see that Britain that colonized you. They too had their own bloody revolution, led by a man called Oliver Cromwell. I'm giving you history for free. Oh, are we going to go to France and ask them if there was a revolution there? Are we going to go to Russia? Are we going to go to even China that is dominating the whole? You don't remember Chairman Mao? A revolution, bloody revolution. The entire corrupt political class were wiped out overnight. You're protesting on the highway, protesting against the government that is sponsoring the same bandits and murderers that are killing you. You think they will listen? Do you think they will listen? I'm asking all of you. The reason why they mention one Nigeria, just as they would like to mention, what's it called, 2023, is to deceive you. It's to deceive. As you're looking at 2023, am I going to come out to contest? Is my uncle going to be returned? Is my aunt going to go to House of Assembly? They are busy taking over your land and taking over your villages. We are the most intelligent people to come out of Africa. But sometimes these days, how we reason, I don't know. I can't understand it. The way we reason. I am preaching this gospel tonight because, you see, egg is very precious and very pretty. But if you want to make scrambled eggs, if you want to make omelette, if you want the sunny side up of an egg, you must crack it open. That's how life is. If you want a good life, if you want 24 hours electricity, if you want to go to good schools, if you want to go to good hospitals in your village, you must revolt. There must be a revolution. And I believe that in a way we have started in the East. Others must join us, so that we can all have a decent future to bequeath to our children. Or else, Fulani will take you over. You have, as they say, you are caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. As simple as that. You either embark on a revolution and save yourself, or you be talking rubbish about one Nigeria and the Fulani will kill you anyway. It's take one. Take one. Just one. Pick one. Do you want to be, dancing around your stupidity and Fulani will take your land as I have done now in Benue State? Is it a movie? What is happening in Benue and Niger State, is it film that you're watching? That is reality. That is going to be your portion unless you rise up tonight and destroy every government building around you. There shouldn't be any government, because with this government, the Fulanis are advancing. They are moving. They're in a hurry to finish this job before 2023. You must be out on the streets and destroy what is destroying you. Do you know why what is happening today in our land? Of course, we're checkmating them. Somebody wrote very movingly and passionately, one of those that I love to read from, Elechukwu Hagi. You see, the Fulani did an experiment with Imo State. Very simple experiment to see if they will succeed. Because we allowed them, of course, we're no longer going to allow them, because Hope Uzodinma cannot come back to Imo State. He cannot come. He will come with his entourage and all the army and whatever. After a while, he will disappear. He can no longer be a normal person till the day he will die, or the day he will be killed. Now listen to this very carefully. Fulani experimented with Imo State, not just Imo State. What they did is a template for the whole of Nigeria. Can we impose whoever we like, regardless of the popular will of the people? No longer rigging, or they don't believe in rigging anymore, because you may resist them. And they succeeded. As soon as they succeeded, they became emboldened to unleash even more impunity upon a very hapless population. The only reason why Obaseki succeeded was because of one memo from the US ambassador. That's all. They allowed him to come back to office. If not, he would have been a goner by now. Now, an average Igbo politician believes that he doesn't need his own people to become whatever he wants to become. All he needs is a Fulani godfather. Because Fulani controls INEC as well, I hasten to add. Once I grab INEC, all of you can go to hell. They will announce my result in Abuja, and they'll swear me in, and I will move to Abuja and be enjoying life. I'm nearly one waking up. Do you understand what is going on? That is why the army can kill all of us, they will not care. That is why every manner of impunity can be visited upon us. They do not give a damn, because at the end of the day, they don't need you to go back to Abuja. They don't need you to go to government house. They don't need you to go to House of Assembly. They only need one Fulani man, Al-Haji. After uselessing them, then Al-Haji will give them whatever position that they want. That is the reason why Southeastern leaders do not have any regard for you. That is why the entire Eastern governors, the entire Biafra land, don't have any regard for you. Even some, of course, some Yoruba governors still retain, some common sense. They still treat their people with some semblance of dignity, not minding one or two idiots here and there. Our people, those you call your politicians, even Ohanese, they give us Ohanese. Me, I give you Ohanese, President General. Because you see how they think. They knew that whoever controls Mbakwe's office in Imo State, government house, Douglas House in Imo State, is the controller, is going to give them the next Ohanese. That was why they insisted that Hope Uzodinma must be given the mandate. Now, as I want to ask the US ambassador tonight, the British High Commissioner, even the US Secretary of State, that Yusuf Abubakar Muhammad was speaking to earlier today in the name of Buhari. I want to ask them this question. Will you allow yourself, you saw what happened during the last elections. In America, will you allow yourself to have somebody from Capitol Hill impose a senator on you, regardless of the outcome of the elections? America will boil that same day. The same thing we are asking for now. we are not going to have any more elections in Biafra land because we are fed up. If you go to vote, oh, it doesn't make any sense. Whoever they decide is going to win has already won. Once we do that, they will start taking us very seriously. But before then, we are going to make sure that there is a bloody revolution. We outnumber them. You can see the police stations. How many of them are there? In the army barracks, how many of them are there? If they have soldiers, how come they're bringing troops from the north? As we intended for them to do. Because that leaves the north open for all manner of criminal elements from the Fulani tribe across the Sahel to deal with them severely. And it's happening today. And I'll prove that to you later on. Now, do you understand me very clearly? There has to be a revolution. A revolution is very simple. You don't even need to come out on the streets and destroy every government building. There will be no government. Then they'll be forced, the people will now sit down and negotiate and write a decent, proper constitution for their future and that of their children. Do you know one thing? Because the voice of the people is the voice of God. The land and the future belongs to us, not to these vagabonds in Abuja and in government houses. They're okay, oh, let's keep it everywhere. One, with them and their friends in let's keep every Nigeria united and we must fight insecurity. Whereas they are the cause of the insecurity. They are the people that use their thugs during elections to kill people, to snatch. But these same people that you're looking at now as politicians, he's an honorable member, or dishonorable member, I should say, the governor, the same ballot snatcher. They are the thugs. They are the real genuine miscreants. They are the evil in the society. Once you elect them and you swear them in, once they start to receive security vote, all their location, you see them now change. They want to sound civil and polished. These were thugs that were snatching ballot boxes all over the school, all over the place. What I'm teaching you is what they will never teach you in any school anywhere in the world. A white man can't even teach you because it will make you to have sense. You know, they don't like it when we have sense. And that is true. You know, they prefer a black man to be as dumb as a Fulani Janjaweed cattle header. That's the ones they love because they can use them anyhow they like. Once you're intelligent, they will hate you. Listen very carefully. Some of you don't know why ESN was brought to the fore. Some of you don't even know why they formed the Ebube. You have no idea. Ask you see, when I say things, go back and ponder and reflect. The governors that you have, they behave exactly like Nigeria Army, Nigeria DSS, Nigeria Police. When the people are in danger, when their lives are being threatened, they won't say anything. Any day you rise up to defend yourself, they start jumping up and down all over the place. That's what happened with the bag rubbish. They were there all over the years, they did nothing. I wrote to them personally. I wrote to all these people personally. I personally wrote to them to say, please float a security network to guard our land. They said no. As soon as we did it to defend ourselves, exactly what Nigeria Army and Police chopped in to form a Bubuke, not to fight the enemy, but to fight us, defending them. Do you see their mentality? Do you see the way they reason? Now, that is something some of you must understand. In the East, we have dethroned all of them. Then ask them to give an order and see if anybody will obey them. I know that some people are complaining, oh, please, go and tell Nnamdi Kanu to lift the curfew in Anambra. But all of a sudden, they have also imposed their own curfew in Anambra State. People don't listen to them. Our people are very, very smart. They know those who are serving them in truth and in every honesty. They know that the governors are not serving their interest. They know. Today we have taken over our land, almost that we have. We have no regard for them because they despise us, they hate us. They are collaborating with the enemy to kill us. All of you were there when young people at MNL was shot dead, killed in broad daylight. In broad daylight, the same city, you have Fulani people wielding machine guns, wielding machete and AK-47, stopping a governor from doing his work. Nobody attacked them. The division never moved. Fulani Police Commissioner never lifted a finger. The same thing that people from Southern Kaduna did, and today they are gone. Southern Kaduna, they are not Fulani people. They are not even Hausa people. Today they are gone because they behaved as foolishly as some of you are doing today. They are no more. They are gone. You have the emir of Zaria. I'm sure even the emir of Kaduna, everywhere is gone. That is not their tradition. That is why I am encouraging the Yoruba generation, this very generation, to rise up, or else what happened in Ilorin will happen to all of you again. And as I always pray all the time when I come on air, you know, I used to say to them, I can't see home. What it means that same hand they used to feed poison to us, one day they will unknowingly put it in their mouth, and that is what is happening. I cursed you. I cursed them. That was why the Air Force killed their own army. I'm sure the Air Force pilot is a Janjaweed, and the army people they are killing are Southerners. Funny enough, in Nigeria is one Nigeria. So they moved the troops of Janjaweed and repented terrorists. They moved them to the south. They moved Southern soldiers to the north to be killed. That was why, if you check very well now, I'm asking you to do your research, the pilot of this very Air Force jet that killed these Southern Christian soldiers fighting for one Nigeria, as idiotic as it may sound, did so because he wanted to eliminate them. That is something some of you don't understand. If they claim that they are Boko Haram, the petty Boko Haram, why don't you send them to war front in Borno to go and fight? In Yobe, in Taraba to go and fight? They will never do it. They won't do it. That is why I am saying, do you see how they came to attack us and to kill us? That is the same way today that they are being killed by themselves. Nigeria Air Force killing Nigeria Army. Maybe it's to be Navy versus civil defense. They will keep on killing themselves. And I told you before, I told our people not to panic. And I want the governments of the world to understand what is happening in Nigeria, and that, as I said earlier, there is a method to our madness. Our madness has a method. For those who are joining us, the time now is just a minute past 8 p.m. in the land of Biafra. If you check your time now, it's 1 minute past the hour. So that goes to show that we are live and we are direct and do. All of you, the whole world, of course, is listening. Listen to this very, very carefully. 30 Nigerian soldiers killed in Minok as Boko Haram sacks military base in Borno State. Boko Haram that they created, the sack military base in Borno, kill, how many soldiers died? 30 Nigerian soldiers. I'm sure when you see this headline, you're an American, you say, oh, this Boko Haram, they kidnapped some girls. We must go and fight them. No, not at all. Before you come to fight Boko Haram, ask yourself, who created Boko Haram and for what purpose? The same people asking you to come are the people that created it. And as I said to Nigeria, to the military high command in Nigeria, you see, and to the hearing of the whole world, we do things in a very different way from all of you. We know that you're very stupid. You are fallen, you're Janjaweed, you're hopeless. You will come down to the south. You will hear Biafra, you hear IPOB, you hear Nnamdi Kanu, and your blood rushed your brain. And you come to the south. And as you're moving your so-called regular troops to the south to come and fight IPOB that are unarmed, the real guys are dealing with you in the north. That is why today there was nobody to defend your military base in Borno, in Minok. They killed 30 of you. You see how foolish you are. We know what we are doing. By the time you come to the east, you're going to die there, mind you. And as you're dying already, you will die there. By the time you go back to the north, as the Hausas discovered, as the Gwari people discovered, you have no village anymore. Somebody from Timbuktu is now in your father's compound. That's my plan. To draw you to the east, where you're going to die anyway. to allow your lands in the north to be ravaged by the very worst that man can produce in Fulani. You don't know what you're in for. You think you're going to save the zoo? America will save you. America did not stay in Somalia. America could not defeat the Vietnamese. And yeah, what of that? You're calling America, you're in Asarok. Let's call America, please. America, come and help us. After all, no, they went to Halliburton. Because Halliburton has concession. Texaco has concession. Mobile has concession of oil and gas. Take as much oil and gas as you can. Please convince Obama, convince Clinton, convince Biden. Please send us army. Stop Boko Haram. But you created Boko Haram. We want them to understand. In fact, it wasn't even Boko Haram. It was even ISIS in West Africa, created by Buhari himself. It was ISIS in West Africa, not even Boko Haram. Sometimes everything happens, they say Boko Haram. It's not Boko Haram. It's not Boko Haram. It's not Boko Haram. It's not Boko Haram. I warned them before. I'm getting information from. I said I don't want to hear of any checkpoint in Biafra land. They don't want to hear. You know, Janjaweed. They are very stubborn. They want to show us that we defeated you. When I told you that Nigeria cannot fight any war, Nigeria has never won any war in its life. In its history, never. I thought I was joking, didn't you? 30 of them are down. Once you have AK-47 that they have as well, they are nothing. A Nigerian soldier doesn't fight with determination or motivation. And no regular army in the history of the world, if you like, ask Britain, has ever defeated an army of volunteers. You cannot. You cannot. Because they are not fighting for any material wealth. They are fighting for their survival as a people. 30 of their soldiers are down. I want Yoruba. I said to my Yoruba friends, please, do you want to be free? If you want to be free, please, I'm begging you, the revolution must start tonight. Destroy every police station you can find. It's a guerrilla war. Destroy every police station you can find. Destroy every army checkpoint you can find. Let the war begin. I'm telling you, that is how we are going to be free. Or else we can never ever be free. They don't reason. Do you know that this idiot called Lai Mohammed said, I am not prepared to listen to the debate on restructuring. If you have a president who is alive, why is it that that thing in Asrock is not saying it? Why? I read somebody that wrote today, throughout Jonathan's tenure, throughout Obasanjo's tenure, even Yaradua, every blessed month there was a media chat. Every month there was a media chat. Even when the old, stupid, idiotic tyrant Buhari was alive, he held media chats. Have you all forgotten? How come this one that is younger cannot hold media chats? I'm asking you, those of you that claim you're in Nigeria that you have a brain, I'm asking you a simple question. Ordinary media chat cannot have. Where he would have said to the whole world, I am now considering restructuring, is because El Rufai, Garba Shehu, Lai Mohammed, all these Wahhabi irredentists, they are the ones running the zoo. If you thought, hey, one Nigeria, let us unite. Unite with who? When people in Benue are in IDP camps, when some Yoruba people are in Benin Republic as refugees, I told them, we are going to lure them to the south. Simple plan. In their haste, they will go and recruit Janjaweed that doesn't even understand the come in French or in English to come. Give them army uniforms to be fighting ISIS that they themselves created or Boko Haram. They will send their regular army to the south. And you know, these are wild beasts. These are wild Fulani beasts. They are like cattle. They will decimate every village they go to. So we know what we are doing. Allow them. Don't panic. The mistakes of 1967 to 70, I cannot repeat. We know what we are doing. Nigerian army will die in Biafra land. That's why we'll kill them. In our own land, our own territory. We are going to use their blood to assuage the land of our ancestors, where they killed 5 million of us, that nobody wants to talk about. When I look at all these idiots yapping their rubbish, writing rubbish every blessed day, I feel sorry for them. They don't know who we are. You see this generation now talking about Biafra. They are demonic. I'm telling you the truth. I'm sure some of them heard what the consul was saying. If I give the order today that I want Asorok to be destroyed, to be destroyed. A single order from me. If I say I want Asorok burnt down, we burn it down. That is why I am warning everybody living in the north. If you're there at your own risk. Let's say I'm an Igbo man, I'm an Igbo girl, I'm in Katango, I'm here. That is your business. Because your death is coming. There is nothing that I've said that has never come to pass. Your death is coming. It's only a matter of time. You are going to die in the north. You will die there. They will kill you there. And nobody will talk about you. Mind you, you're a Biafran. CNN won't talk. I'm telling you now, you better relocate and go back home. As they are coming to our land, the terrorists are killing them in the north. Very simple arithmetic. It's not difficult. It is not simultaneous equation, but it's an equation all the same. Come to the south. Terrorists will take over your land in the north. Very simple. The zoo has gone. Anybody talking about restructuring or Southern National Conference, you are on your own. No restructuring of rubbish. We are going to deal with Hope Uzodema. Any village that receives Hope Uzodema in his capacity as the administrator of Imo State, that village is gone. Any village, if I went to Mamo, that there is a village Hope Uzodema went there to go and commission borehole, to go and open, I don't know what it is, a health center, 2x2 room. That village is gone. That town is gone. Hope Uzodema was not elected by the people. Let him govern Imo State from Abuja or from wherever he's hiding. From wherever he is. Any village, God is my witness, this Elohim, my worship. Any village that accepts Hope Uzodema to go to that very place, they will see madness. Beyond madness. If you doubt us, ask the zoo how they're feeling. Hope Uzodema cannot go to it. You see that he can come from the airport. If you find him all along, with when rent the government house, the sign contract, you remit money abroad and run away. That's all he can do. Any village, any village in Imo State, any traditional ruler, any local government chairman, invite Hope Uzodema to your village. Invite him to your village. You think they're joking? I said the death of a consul opened the floodgates of hell. The domain of Lucifer, they opened it, they left it wide open. Because of that, Biafra will even come more sooner than we expected. I'm telling you the truth, because we're not going to stop. There are, I don't know, mad people everywhere. When Fulani people are killing people, Miyetiala will come on Channels TV and boast, Nigeria belongs to us. Benue is ours now as a prize of war. Go and Google it. Benue is a prize. We conquer. Benue is a prize of conquest. Go and Google it. Miyetiala Fulani from Senegal in your land telling you that they have conquered you. In your own land, is in money, telling you are conquered, and you're there doing one Nigeria. Let's get one Nigeria. Let's get our security men working. The same security men are full and indeed, useless, idiotic people. The people you are calling to defend you, they are one and the same with the terrorists. Somebody saying I'm not aware that President Buhari is aware of Nigeria's security because there is no Buhari, you idiots. There is no Buhari. After this battle, the world will know. Obama can do all he likes. Britain can try to pull the wool over our eyes. The world will know that Buhari is dead. The world will know. I'm telling you. And every Nigerian anywhere wants to say you're Nigerian. People will spit on your face for being so idiotic. If you don't know, let me tell you. If people, you don't understand what's happening. People say they're talking already. They can't do anything. Come out after 12 now. I take a ball. Now, if you want to know if we cannot do anything, we are talkatives on radio. Invite Hope Uzodinma to your village. That's all I'm asking. It's a simple experiment, a small one. Invite Hope. Let me read that Hope Uzodinma went to this village. Then you hear what will happen to you. If you think we are joking, you kill the console and you're moving up and down, you think you can be traveling all over the place? No. Nigeria Broadcasting Corporation sanctioned Channels TV because of a common telephone call that they placed to the spokesperson, not spokesperson, media and publicity secretary of IPA. But that's all, to put the record straight. That this man was killed in his father's compound, not in any shootout, not in any, what's it called, ESN camp. But you see, all Fulani newspapers, Daily Trust to Premium Times, so Fulani Janjaweed papers, writing rubbish. He was killed in the shootout. They placed, I don't know what touch channels, maybe what I've been saying, they have now started to receive this very gospel in truth and every honesty. Somebody from Channels Television called our media and publicity secretary and asked him what actually happened. As soon as Powerful told them the truth, all hell broke loose. They banned Channels. You can no longer broadcast in 5 million naira fine. Ask yourself, who is imposing the fine? A Fulani man. The same TV that Sheikh Abubakar, they call him Sheikh Gumi. After I castigated him for looking dirty, he now washes himself before he comes out. I think they put powder on his face today. They tell him a black pancake and so he can look like a human being. Sheikh Abubakar Gumi, a terrorist. Fulani terrorist for that matter. He's on TV every blessed day, meeting with bandits, talking with them and doing all manner of rubbish. Nobody has ever sanctioned or had reason to ban any program that the idiot appeared on. None whatsoever. Now, listen. Oh, dear me. The same bandit today, do you know what he said? Sheikh Gumi. Everybody reported it. Nobody is sanctioning. I don't blame them. I blame some of you fools calling yourselves Nigerians. I'm a Nigerian. We Nigerians. I wish Janjaweed, the one, their viciousness depends on where they come from. The ones from Mali are more vicious. Near Timbuktu, they are more vicious. May that very vengeful, uneducated, illiterate, blood-sucking cow, they drink cow milk. The one that sleeps, may a Fulani Janjaweed, a terrorist, bandit sleeping with cattle, locate your village. Not an ordinary one. I don't want ordinary one to find you. If you open your useless thinking mouth to say you're a Nigerian, I want the Fulani that sleeps with Nama. They have sex with Nama, you know that? With their cow. That is the one that when they slaughter you, they have no mercy. Because the love of their life is their cattle. I shot you. They give them names. It's a cow, isn't the cow that they sleep with? May a Fulani, deadly Janjaweed terrorist that just finished sleeping with his cow find you. Nigeria will regret it if Pantami is sacked. A terrorist defending a terrorist. I am bringing this news that the world may know how useless Nigerians are. Because when I call Nigeria a zoo, people were complaining it's worse than a zoo. I now believe them. A minister who is a terrorist, a murderer and a killer, not only that, came out in the public to praise terrorists. His fellow terrorists are now ganging up and defending him. These are terrorists, remind you. But he also was defending his own people against terrorists. His own people ganged up against him. I don't know if I'm making any sense, if people can understand what I'm saying. I don't know if people can actually understand what I am saying. Somebody who was defending his own people against Fulani terrorists, his own people killed him. Kopos Adema and George Obioso killed the consul, conspired with APC politicians to call army and police to kill him. Do you understand me? Whereas the people who are the killers themselves, they are in a cozy club of Fulani brotherhood, defending each other. That this idiot, this thinking, smelly rat that thinks himself Arabian is now saying that Nigeria will regret it. Nigeria will regret it. It's a threat. If you sack Pantami, he will now go and assemble his own brigade of terrorists, of Fulani terrorists, to terrorize the state. He's telling you in the open. You will regret it if you sack a terrorist who is in government. These are the people that the United States Secretary of State is talking to. Is that what you're telling me? These are the people that these fools. Oh my God in heaven. Oh dear. I hope they can learn something, these so-called Igbo governors. I hope you can learn something from these people, how they defend each other. They are defending a killer and a murderer. But you people are busy persecuting those who are asking for referendum. Are you not ashamed of yourselves? Are you, all of you, are you not ashamed of yourselves? Look at the way the Fulanis cooperate to kill you, take over your land, emasculate you politically and economically. And all of you are there fighting those who are fighting to defend you. That is why who oppose them, after who oppose them, the Janjaweed will never ever impose anybody again. In fact, this will come to an end, so that we don't need for that. Who oppose them will be the last imposed governor, desecrating the office that the great Simon Mbakwe sat in. Unbelievable. What Sheikh Gumi is doing is a lesson for all the idiots from the southern part of the zoo called Nigeria. Because you morons are fond of attacking your own. That's all you do. You attack your own to the detriment of your own survival. All your education ends in speaking indecipherable grammar against your own people. That's all you write junk every day. Can you all see how the Fulanis are firing on all cylinders when it comes to the defense of their own people and their interest? Can't you see it? Those of you who have baked, almost semi-illiterate grammarians are busy disturbing our peace in the South with your useless junk. You don't know that you're merely watering the ground for your own conquest. In the name of one Nigeria, the Fulanis are coming. Did I not warn you before? When I went to America 2015, I warned them. They are coming. They are coming. They said there is a warmonger. I told you they are coming. Because I see things that mere mortals cannot see. I'm watching it, if you don't know. I see things that mortals cannot see. A 100-year-old man cannot see it. A 100-year-old man cannot see it. I see it years in advance. And I warned you, Fulanis are coming. They are coming with fire and brimstone. They are going to kill everybody. You said I was a warmonger. Today, some of you are clapping for ESN. Thank you for trying to save us. They said the idiot in the Niger Republic man in Asorok, Yusuf Abubakar Mohammed, wearing Buhari face mask. That all of you know is not Buhari, of course. But you are black, you are from Africa, you are cowardly, you are wretched. That is the reason why the white man can come and take you away as his farm animal, as a slave in the Americas. That is why they came back again and colonized you. That is the reason why they came back now to control your future, because you're black, you're stupid, you're idiotic, you're very lazy, you cannot think very well. That is why you don't even know that Buhari is, that thing there is not Buhari. Common sense you don't have. Let us give it to them. They are stupid after all, they are black people. Now, they said the idiot called the U.S. in the new, under Biden administration, the new U.S. Secretary of State. What did he ask him to do? Please, can you relocate Africa Command Headquarters from Germany to Africa, please? Buhari asked U.S. Hey, This UG, I shouldn't be laughing. I'm still mourning a gone song. Shouldn't be laughing live on air. But the stupidity is staggering. I told them before, the only thing, if you have Nigerian army, they're saying leave the soldiers alone. If you have Nigerian army, I'm talking to me, that idiot. He's still sleeping in military barracks. We will find him. Don't worry about that. We'll find him. Do you know? Some of you do not know this, but I am letting you understand today that there is no purpose for Nigerian army. Because they are begging the US to come and fight their war for them. The war that the Fulanis themselves started. The war that Fulani people started. They are begging white Americans and black Americans to come and fight for them. They beg without shame. Without shame. Please, it's written speech, of course. Can you tell the U.S. Defense Secretary to please relocate your headquarters, your command to Africa? That you have army. U.S. Army fights terrorists and enemies of the United States of America. But your own army are busy killing your own civilians. Now, when the time for your army to go to war to fight, you're asking for a white man to come and save you. Can you understand? Oh, yeah, these people. I don't know how useless. Hey, black people, is it? Who did this to you people? I keep asking this question. Black people from Africa, is it who did this? Who did this to you people? Who? They are begging them, please locate to Africa. If Emad is saying federal government is right to seek foreign help, okay, but when it comes to killing unarmed protesters, you don't seek foreign help, yes? When it comes to killing IPOB, killing Shia, killing NSAS protesters, oh, no need for foreign help. Your army is there to do that one. Now you're bringing, okay, when America comes, your so-called Nigerian army will be busy killing civilians and America will be busy fighting Boko Haram and insurgency. Is that what you think? Americans, they're not that stupid. If they attempt to come into any part of the zoo, what happened to them in Somalia will happen to them again. Go and read the history. If you remember, go and read the history of America's intervention in Somalia. Then you will know. Foolish people. You say, so you people, you lose money, you bank it abroad. You health care, you travel abroad. Your children schooling abroad. I help also to keep you in power, to keep you looting someone from abroad. This is confirmation that Nigeria has never and can never win any war on its own. That is why I am telling Biafrans to be very strong. Support the direction we are going. They don't have any army to fight. All they have are terrorists. They have no army to fight. In 1967 to 1970, Britain fought for them. Egyptians fought for them. Russians were even their instructors. They got all the Islamic people across the Sahel to fight for them. One-on-one between Biafrans and the Fulani Janjaweed, we would defeat them within 2 days. 48 hours, they are dead, they are gone. We will be in the Sultan's palace in Sokoto. It's only Britain that saved them. They are not gallant people at war. People who are fighting either in ISIS now, in West Africa, or Boko Haram are all people from the Sahel. These are mercenaries from, they are, anyway, I don't want to give people too much expo tonight. Begging America to bring their armed forces to Nigeria to help you keep Nigeria warm, which Britain has done before, is not going to fly. It can never work. United States of America coming to Nigeria is only to prop up a Fulani hegemonic tyrannical regime. I want the US to understand this. If you come into Nigeria, we don't want any intervention in Nigeria. Do not intervene, please. There is no intervention in Nigeria. I don't know if they are messing up. I don't know if they are tampering with our connection this evening. I don't know if they are, because I can't understand. I do need confirmation, please, that our app is working. That Radio Biafra app is working. I need confirmation, please. I need confirmation that it's working. Of course, it's working. I don't know what happened. For some reason, it just tripped. For some reason, it tripped. Of course, they're attacking it. Don't want to hear the truth. But the truth must be preached. They keep attacking it. They are doing the same thing again. They are doing the same thing again. They are doing it again. I don't know, please, some of you should please switch to Twitter. Switch to Twitter. I don't know why it's fluctuating. I don't know why it's fluctuating, but we must preach this gospel, please. United States coming to Nigeria is only to prop up a decaying, evil, wicked, and terror-supporting Fulani regime in Asoro. Nigeria is a failed state, and we all know that. And all those neo-colonial slaves like Obasanjo and the rest of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate, including the Sultan, asking for U.S. intervention are all failures that wants to sustain an edifice that is, quite frankly, unsustainable. 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 Now, listen to this. The United States of America cannot be seen to be helping a country that practices internal discrimination and apartheid, 97 against 5%. The United States government cannot be seen to be supporting the worst form of subjugation of citizens in the whole world. USA cannot do that. They cannot do that. In all conscience, they cannot do that. All the atrocities being committed by these politicians that U.S. intervention is there to help, to protect and to save, that's what they're coming to do. Not to dismantle the evil that Nigeria has become, but to perpetuate it. That is why we do not want any form of United States intervention in Nigeria, because Fulani created the problem themselves. All the terrorist groups are Fulani. The person asking America for help is Fulani. Why can't we reason for once? Use our brain to reason for once. United States of America cannot save the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. It's impossible. They cannot be saved. Never, ever, ever. They cannot be saved. Understand that now. The sooner you know that, the better for everybody. United States cannot come in to support evil. All the atrocities being committed by politicians, including Ekweremadu and Co., and their so-called security agencies cannot be washed away overnight through the involvement of the United States of America. Before coming to Nigeria to help them, the USA must understand that they are coming to defend a Fulani empire from inevitable collapse. The US must first investigate. If America has to intervene, America, please investigate. Who started Boko Haram? Who started ISIS in West Africa? Who started Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb? Who started, give me their name, so Fulani Janjaweed, who started Niyetial? Who started all the entire Fulani terror groups that you have today? How did it become that only Fulani, the same people now asking for US intervention, we are the ones that attacked Southern Christians when the US killed Osama bin Laden? United States of America, please, before you come to Nigeria to claim you're helping Fulani to sustain their hegemonic stranglehold on innocent lives in the zoo, ask them. Go and Google or do your research. Google is a US company, so I'm sure that those of them in the State Department can do this very easily. Go and Google it, please. Why was it that Southern Christians were killed in Kanu, in Kaduna, in Sokoto, when Osama bin Laden was allegedly killed by the USA, the Navy SEALs? United States of America, you killed Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan. Nigerian Christians, Biafrans living in the north, we are slaughtered because you killed Osama bin Laden. These are the people asking you to come in to help them. Come in now and see what will happen to you. Is that clear now to everybody? Why America shouldn't come? Because they are listening. We are not stupid. Any intervention now to save Nigeria from this collapse that is facing, that person or entity does not wish the people well at all in Nigeria. Majority of Nigeria, almost 90%, do not want Nigeria to stand anymore. And to that effect, I'm asking my Yoruba brothers and sisters, my brethren in Yoruba land, please, you must rise up now. Now is the time. Now is the time. You have credible and very powerful leaders in Yoruba land who can make this happen. Now is the time to come out and destroy everything that belongs to the zoo. We would have achieved it during NSAS, but you allowed your brain to become contaminated with tribalism. You allowed people who have made your life a misery, the same people, to deceive you into believing that those who are fighting for a better future do not mean well for you. The injustice and flagrant abuse by Fulani dimwits can only be stomached by those of you that lack the courage to fight. These are the same people that called IPOB terrorists, but Fulani headsmen who are today making a lot of women childless in Benue, the same Fulani that drove away Yoruba people into Benin Republic, they are not terrorists. And you don't ask yourselves why. These are the same people that asked Kemi Adeosun to resign over what they claim to be incomplete certificates. But the same people are today backing a terrorist, a murderer, and a killer, and apologies for deadly terror groups all over the world to remain in office. Somebody who called for the killing of unbelievers. Pantami, I hope the UN, they are listening. Pantami, unbelievers, they are killing, they said they will kill all unbelievers. He's still in office. Somebody they claim forged a certificate, not even NYAC, not her degree. She was forced to resign because she's from the South and because Southerners are very, very foolish. That's the reason why a terrorist is in power and they are threatening us. If you remove him, we are going to kill all of you. This is the reason why a lot of people are tired of Nigeria, a country that is not fair. There is no equity, there is no justice, there is no fair play, there is nothing. A country that will always favor terrorists and oppose those who want a better life for themselves and their generations unborn. Nigeria is a forced marriage that can no longer endure. People get divorced every day all over the world. They go to the law court and decide irreconcilable differences. The same way that the marriage of Nigeria must be dissolved, absolutely dissolved. Because we are not the same people, we are not one people. These are murderers and they are killers, they are terrorists. We want nothing to do with them. They can go and join the Niger Republic and form one sultanate. That is their business. But we are not the same people. These are the things that we must bear in mind all the time. Some of you don't know how evil this politics. Anybody who comes out to tell you, let's embrace one Nigeria, like Lai Muhammad, the liar himself, that person doesn't mean well for you. Let me tell you why they are evil in Nigeria. Why no politician deserves to live in Nigeria. These are evil men. I want to prove it to you now with facts and figures. Why they're evil. And I want to explain to you this evening. Don't go anywhere. The time is only, I think it's 22 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, to 9 p.m. in Biafraland. Understand what I'm saying very carefully. Why do I say that politicians should be stoned in Nigeria? There are a few of them who are good. The people there, we know who the good ones are. Let me tell you why you must stone these politicians to death in Nigeria. Why they're evil. Open your ears very carefully and listen to me. Is there unemployment in Nigeria? Of course, there is no employment. People are unemployed. People are suffering every blessed day. Yet those that claim they love you shut down the only available means of employment for their graduates. Understand this very carefully. Those politicians asking you to embrace one Nigeria, I want to now let you understand how much they hate you. An ordinary graduate in Nigeria. I want you to understand how much hatred they have for you. Some of you will be asking, better how? How is it possible? Why? Let me explain it to you in very simple English. With soaring unemployment in Nigeria, these evil people that you idiotically call politicians, these evil souls that Lucifer dwells in, that claim they love you by shouting one Nigeria, they shut down your means of employment only to go to another man's country to increase their own employment. They decrease theirs, making their people become useless. They go to another man's land and they are creating employment in that land. And to make matters worse, when they bring back what they have produced, you that is unemployed, they ask you to pay for it. What am I trying to say in a nutshell? Is a news that I'm sure most of you must have been used to. It broke today again. And when I read this news, I don't know if I'm to kill myself. I don't know what to do. I kept, since afternoon, I've been asking God, but you're a merciful God. How can you allow a place like Nigeria to exist with this type of evil? What is that evil I'm talking about? Oil imports gulped $1.32 billion in 2020, says Central Bank of Nigeria. I want, how can I explain this? So can they understand what I'm saying? Black people? Can Nigerians understand what I'm saying? Zoo animals, can they understand what I'm saying? Nigeria imports oil. And when I read this headline, I couldn't know the oil they were importing. I don't know if it is palm oil that we used to cook, which we have in abundance in our land, was a major exporter the whole world over until Malaysians came. We taught them how to process palm oil, and today they are the leaders. In fact, we're importing palm oil from Malaysia. I kept asking myself, what oil import again? That we will now spend the money we don't have. We claim 1.32 billion, where people are being owed salaries for months to pay for something that you already have. I don't understand it. It's just like having salt in your kitchen. You have salt, a bag of salt, which can last you for maybe the next 10 or 20 years. And you go outside and your children are starving, they have no food to eat. Instead of you to use the money you have in your pocket to go and buy them maybe rice or beans or heaven knows what else, maybe even agede, you now went outside to buy another bag of salt. And not only that, as you brought the salt in, you took your children's toys and their clothing and you sold it to pay for this new salt. I can't understand these people. I'm asking God to allow me to understand them because I can't. Let me tell you what I mean. I hope America that wants to come to Nigeria to help them, I hope you're listening. I want to tell you how stupid a black person is. A black politician in Africa, especially in Nigeria, I want the whole world to understand how useless sometimes they say the truth is stranger than fiction. What is Nigeria known for? Crude oil that comes from my land, from Biafra land, and natural gas. Now listen, they claim they have no money in the foreign reserve, but Fulani, Janjaweed, they spent a whopping 1.32 billion naira. Sorry, dollars, I beg of you, please. In 2019, they spent $2.1 billion to import oil. You may be wondering which oil again. No, don't be offended. The same oil you have in Okwa, the same oil you have in Aguleri, Umweri, the same oil you have in Ubuta, the same oil we have in Uru, the same oil in Awamama, the same oil you have in Ogoni, the same oil you have in Eket, the same oil you have in Oron, the same oil you have all over Biafra land, in Iloibri, in Bayelsa, in everywhere, the same oil, the same oil, I am telling you, the same oil that Nigeria spent 2.1 billion. Unbelievable in US dollars, importing what you already have. Something that there's, I can't explain this in English. They drill the crude oil, give it to Halliburton, to Shell, and all the rest of them to sell, and they pay them money, royalties. They use the same royalties to go to Shell and to Mobil to buy back the same oil, and now they tax us on VAT on alcohol that we consume in the South and on other items of clothing. They tax businessmen from the South to now pay the subsidy on something that we sold. I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it for me. I can't explain it. I can't. This is the depth of stupidity that a black man is harboring in Africa. You produce crude oil. You export the crude oil. All your 4 refineries are down. That could have employed millions of graduates. You claim you're a politician and you love your people. Come on to open these refineries to employ them, you cannot do it. But you prefer to ship this crude oil abroad, use scarce resources to go and buy it back. The same thing you shipped abroad. Lord have mercy. Are you sure? I don't want, if you have a white friend listening, please make an excuse and send him or her away. I want to ask you a question for only black people. Are you sure we're okay? Blacks, are you sure we are normal? Because I don't think so. I do not think so. Your refineries are open. You ship crude oil abroad in another man's own refinery, employing their own people, whereas your own graduates have no jobs. And those graduates are saying they want a change, and you're saying, no, you cannot have it. That is why we need a revolution right now, immediately. Others must start. We have started. Others must also start. Because the whole world will bear you witness. You have all the facts and the figures. Why the zoo must not and should not stand. We are politicians. Constituency, one dog a 10-meter well as constituency project. Do you understand that? Constituency project. Well, the same idiot is benefiting from impoverishing his own people by voting to move crude oil abroad, the refinery in Iguacha, refinery in One, refinery in Warri, refinery in Kaduna. None of them is working. And he's a politician. He tells you he loves you. Let's keep Nigeria one. Let's keep Nigeria one. Insecurity everywhere. Let's say, hi. And you people are listening to this rubbish. You're listening to this garbage from these people. And they're your politicians. And they are alive. Oh, I've forgotten. No, and now they send their kids abroad to that place that they've sent your oil to and bought it back. Their kids are there studying. That is why you need a bloody revolution. Your politicians are your enemies. The army propping them up and keeping them in office are your enemies. The police are your enemies. You must destroy all of them for you to survive. For you to be alive, you must destroy all of them. Or else, believe you me, your lives will continue to be a mystery. Can you explain that to me? You see me after snorting cocaine, after snorting cocaine and drinking Remy Martin, his voice will crack. He will talk rubbish. Insecurity, no be insecurity in Ibre, insecurity here. He claims he loves you, yes? Ask that vagabond. Why can't you use this your cocaine snorting and your coarse voice to tell the government to reopen Iguacha refinery, to employ graduates of petroleum engineering from Science and Technology University of River State. There's security. Hey, we need to increase security. None of them is even talking about employment, reopening the factories that you have shut down, the factories that you made moribund. They are not even talking. Instead of them to address the issues, they keep dancing. It's security, more vigilante, more AK-47, more pump action. Do you think it's going to stop anybody? The more pump action you bring, the more AK you bring, the more you supply the army of God. There's fire everywhere. See, Konso, where he is now, he's looking and he's enjoying the view. Nigeria will remember who Konso is. The whole world will. By the time we are done, every child, even those of them in Hungary, they will be asking their parents, Daddy, what is Konso? What does it mean? Then their parents will tell them it is the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail. If you don't know, let me tell you. The Holy Grail. The chalice with which they claim, as legend has it, the blood of Jesus was collected from the cross of Calvary. That's the man's name, Konso. The Holy Chalice. The Holy Grail itself. That's the man you killed. You have murdered sleep. You don't know that before? After this, every ESM commander will sleep in their house. After this episode, if you see an IPOB or a commander and you buy the person chocolate. I know there's no chocolate. You go and look for chocolate to buy the person. Now you will understand. We'll bury him with 2,000 heads. So 2,000 heads. Upper opinion is only 100. We'll bury him with 2,000 heads. Ikonso, if you don't know, now you know. Usually, one Nigeria. All of you are there idiotically. Bring your BVN, all of you will queue up in the sun. Some of you never knew that your name was a way to bring in Chadians and Malians into Nigeria. Idiots in the media in Nigeria. None of you interrogated this terrorist, Pantami, the communication minister. They were planning, Fulani, always planning, always conniving, always planning, always conniving. All of you are there from the south. What Nigeria? This is our country. This is our Nigeria. This is our Nigeria. Whereas Fulani are from behind. You people are there shouting one Nigeria. Fulani. When I see an idiot without any credible education talking rubbish about one Nigeria, I regret why I'm a black person. I'm telling you the truth. Some of you, your idiocy is beyond comprehension. They brought him in. Is it a national identity nation, whatever they call it, to replace BVN. Because they want people from Burkina Faso, people from Mali, people from Senegal, people from Sudan and Chad to have Nigerian citizenship overnight. Which means you can never ever survive it in this life. I am begging you to open your eyes and your brain to understand what I'm saying. I don't hate anybody, but death is coming. Death is coming. I'm telling you the truth. They will use the name and make it their national voter register. Because if you don't have name, you cannot vote or register to vote. And by shifting the burden now of identification to name, people from Burkina Faso, Fulani, the worst of them all, will be in your land. Can you survive it? Do you see why Nigeria needs to end? I want people to understand. It's not about Biafra or IPOB, no. I want you to reason to understand why Nigeria must come to an end, or else you will come to an end. Are you in doubt? Go to Benue. Then refugee camps. Shouting one Nigeria. If the TV nation were to be on their own, do you think anybody can come from Burkina Faso to tell them what to do in their own land? I want people to understand this. The more you keep talking about one Nigeria, because Fulani people do not play fair. All their borders are open and porous enough. And I'm asking our people, Ambazonia and our Yoruba brethren, to also open our borders. With the help of we Biafrans, to open all our borders in the south. There are all borders in the north. They're all open. Anybody can come and fight and go as a bandit, collect your money, and you go back to where you come from. You people from the south, you don't see all these things? Or is it only me? You don't see all these things? You must understand what they have in store for you. Al-Qaeda, the Taliban, Boko Haram, ISIS, all in one man. Pantami, a minister in Nigeria. A minister who is a terrorist. You want America to come to Nigeria where the minister is a terrorist to defend you. Anyway, with Obama, anything is possible with terrorists. I think it's possible. For those who do not know, this Issa Pantami was the founding member of Al-Shabaab terror group. One governor used to pay him 6 million naira every month. Do you know this idiot went to Middle East to go radicalize? Your minister of digital technology and communication. A full-blown Middle East trained terrorist. He came back. He settled in Bauchi State, where, you know, Bauchi in those days, where he used to kill people. Maitasine and the rest of them. And he was working with terror groups in East Africa. Everybody knows Al-Shabaab, one of the most deadliest in the whole world. They recruited very heavily and preached a more violent-based gospel. They were in Bauchi between 2009 and 2011. Even the elite, well, if actually Janjaweed can be an elite, but let's give it that to them. Even those who are in government, so to speak, in Bauchi State supported them. Bauchi State used to give the idiot 6 million naira every month so that he can take his preaching somewhere else. This is I'm talking about the Minister of Communication and Digital Technology in Nigeria. That the US wants to go and help. So every movement of US troops in Nigeria will be discussed, of course, at the cabinet level, isn't it? And this terrorist will be there, downloading all this. After all, he's the digital minister. Download all the information, and the next few minutes, Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda, everybody will have it. The operational strategy and strength of US troops in Africa will be made known to terror groups all over Africa. Zoological Republic, the only place in the world where such nonsense obtains. Al-Shabaab has killed over 4,200 people in East Africa. They did so in 2016 alone. Nobody knows how many have killed now. According to counter-terrorism experts, they are the deadliest of them all. And that's where Pantami belongs. And UN is there, they're playing UN. One love. I warned all of you that they were coming. I told you that Fulani will take over the government. They will plant their own people. I warned you. But they used Premium Times, they used Daily Trust, they used Punch newspaper, they used Channels TV, they used all these papers in the zoo to tell you that I was a madman. Hey, forget him. He's a rabble rouser. He wants money. He wants fame. He wants recognition, all that rubbish. Today, they are killing you and beheading you. Today, you are a refugee. IDP, I should say. Let me glorify you by calling you IDP. An internally displaced person in your own land. because you did not listen to me. People should interpret for our white friends who are listening and people who do not understand the Igbo language. Heaven gives me this gospel to preach, and I must preach it to the living. That's my job, and that's why Biafra will come, because I'm doing the will of my Father. God Almighty in heaven, I warned you. And they keep blaming Boko Haram for everything. It's Boko Haram. Boko Haram. But Boko Haram never ever for one day announced that they were expanding their territories. They've always been campaigning for referendum in and around Borno to establish their own caliphate. Something they're within their rights to do is for the government to say, okay, let's go to the polls, and the government will now campaign for a no vote, isn't it? They said no, instead they killed Muhammad Yusuf. And as they said, the rest is history. They have killed Igonso. In a few months' time, it will also be history. That thing they want, we shall give to them 1,000-fold. I want to tell the fallen terrorists in the Nigerian army that you are not soldiers, you are not brave enough. Do you know about the leopard? Do you know why leopard, Agho, is revered in Igbo land? Do you know why Agho is revered in Igbo land more than Odom? Do you know Odom is lion? Do you know why? Because the leopard is a lone hunter. It hunts alone. It doesn't depend on mob rule. A lion will only hunt when it has the whole family supporting it. The women on one side, the men on one side, the children watching. A very cowardly way to hunt. A leopard hunts alone. Will take down an animal 3 times its size and drag it up a tree to go and hang it. Of course, for storage. Do you know what it means? This is a generation of leopards, lone wolves. You can never see them coming. You can't, unless you're lucky. You can't. If you want to know, ask the British. It's called Ekumeku. They will tell you. We have gone back to those days now. Ekumeku is now in us, and the zoo must fall. We told them. Today they're saying Boko Haram has taken over elements, Boko Haram elements have taken over Niger State. It is not Boko Haram. It is ISIS in West Africa province, headed by the son of Muhammad Yusuf, the founder of Boko Haram, sponsored by Muhammad Buhari when he was alive, because this same boy was arrested. Around about the same time he was in detention, and he was released by a federal high court in Abuja. The leader of this group now terrorizing Niger State, funded by Buhari when he was alive. These are the people asking US to come to fight the same terror groups that they themselves set up in the first place. And the whole world is pretending they don't know what is going on. Every day, Boko Haram this, Boko Haram, Boko Haram. It is not Boko Haram. Some of these heinous atrocities are being committed by ISIS in West Africa province, headed by al-Banawi, that's his name. Very deadly. Of course, you can't blame him. You killed his father. You know, when Nigerian police were shooting Muhammad Yusuf, all of you were clapping and enjoying. People say, why was it that Boko Haram and were attacking innocent people? Because when the founder of Boko Haram was killed, all of you were jubilating. The man did nothing wrong. Muhammad Yusuf did nothing wrong. He wanted a caliphate the same way that I wanted Biafra. The same police that killed him that day, they're nowhere to be found. Others are now facing the consequences. The same way you will all face the consequences for killing Ikonso. The consequences will be severe and very, very deadly, I assure you. Next time in your life, I don't know why the Shias are wasting time. They are too wasting time. Preaching, you come out, they kill you in Kaduna. You come to Abuja, they kill you. Every blessed day, you come out, they kill you. We were doing the same thing for very many years. We come out and they kill. We come out and they kill. We said, oh, come on. This nonsense is too much. Because the people you are protesting for do not understand the meaning of protest. They don't understand. These are terrorists. They don't have people that sleep with cattle. After having sex with a cow, you think they'll have regard for you? They sleep with cow. They pray on top of cow. Do you want to see the videos? Please publish them everywhere for them to see. They have sex with cow. You think they'll have regard for you? These are the people you want to share the same country with? I think that some of you are demented, honestly speaking. They are in Niger State, they've taken it over. And Niger State is Nupe territory. Not Fulani, not Hausa, but Nupe people. Some of them are of course, Muslims. I think even El Zakzaki is a Nupe man as well. Let me not be mistaken. I think he is. Nupe, that's why they want to kill him. Nupe man. Forget all this Niger State, that's Nupe, that's where he comes from. Let me give you a story. Governor Abubakar Bello of Niger State has disclosed that Boko Haram members are responsible for the attacks on communities in the state and not bandits. Look at him, not bandits. They want to exonerate Mieti Allah. You see how they work? A governor, they want to exonerate Mieti Allah. If it's in the east, you see a governor singing like an Eri. I think it's IPOB that did it. It's ESN. This is somebody defending Fulani bandits, a governor, despite the fact that they are under siege. They hoisted their flag. They are coming down. The end point is the coastal line, the beaches of Biafra land. Our shorelines in the Atlantic, that's where they're heading to. And who is going to stop them? You are busy on Facebook and so you're gossiping, writing epistle. Circumstances beyond my control. Whereas this army is on the march. An army of darkness. The only place they felt they were stopped is in a boy, we stopped them. Who's in Hane Police State? So they're not going anywhere. We lost men, that is true. But we killed them as well. They must understand it. But some of you will never understand. One day, if things continue the way they are now, I think they will withdraw every police personnel and army from the east and maybe move them to the north. That is their prerogative. They want to do that. Any politician is shouting, "Hey, don't destroy police! Don't destroy!" Is because the man is a thief or woman is a thief. Because they know that once the only people protecting them are these people wielding their AK-47. They know they're not popular. They know they're evil. They know how they have stolen the Commonwealth belonging to the people. They know that they're a prime target for elimination. They understand that because they're evil. And before you ask me, every popular revolution around the world, all the politicians went down. You cannot be doing a revolution and you see they're the ones now that shut down your refineries. They're the ones making your life hell. Everything is security. Vigilante. Let's form vigilante. That's all. That's the only job that is available now. Security guard. Whereas you are an engineer. A doctor for that matter, PhD holder in engineering. To open ordinary factory for you to go and work, your government cannot do it. They want you to go and join to defend your stomach against hunger, maybe. I don't know. Even Yoruba land has been overrun by Fulani bandits. That is why they must rise up tonight. The revolution must start now. Every government building destroyed. Everything that has green, white, green, destroy it. It's your enemy. Those I didn't warn you. Yoruba land has been overrun by Fulani bandits. Are you aware of that? This is only the tip of the iceberg. This is the damage that Yoruba journalists have done to their people. That even when Fulanis are taking over their land, they can no longer speak. You know, it's like being bitten by a black mamba. You know, when a black mamba injects its venom into you, it shuts down your nervous system. Immediately, your nervous system is down. You know, black mamba is black. Even the tongue is black. Very deadly. The Yoruba journalists you have in Nigeria, they are like a black mamba. They have inoculated their own people that they have become useless towards Nigeria. That is why Fulanis are taking over their land, their forests, their farmlands. They cannot do anything about it. Paralysis, complete paralysis by years of junk journalism. They are gone. I'm sorry to say. That is why Fulanis can attack Yoruba people in Lagos and get away. And Yoruba, I saw people running away from them. It can't happen where we come from. It's not possible. Can you imagine the guts these people have to attack their host community so brazenly because they know that Ojo cantonment is Fulani man there? They know that every military and police formation, including customs, are manned by a Fulani. If you doubt me now, go outside and slap a Fulani man. He will tell you, I'm coming. Within 5 minutes, you will see heroes there with army inside it. Go and try it. It's a simple experiment. Go and try it and you will see it. My Yoruba brothers and sisters must stand up. Tonight, I didn't say tomorrow, tonight. Take out all the police stations, release all the people in prison. Forgive them. After all, we all ask God for forgiveness. Some of them are Christians. Every time we pray for forgiveness of sins. Forgive those who are in prison. Release them. They're the ones that will do the fighting. Release them. Because some of them are there illegally and without due process. Release people who are in prison. And people say, oh, but don't say it. They'll move their army there. They are not plenty. If they move their army there, they leave another position very vulnerable. You don't think we know what we're doing? Of course we do. Every building, whether it's green, white, green flag, bring that building down. That is your problem. Nigeria is your problem. People wonder then what will happen. Afterwards, we can now sit down to negotiate. What type of country we want. The people will decide. Not those criminal looters you have everywhere. As I was doing my research earlier, I read as widely as I can. I came across something that the former US president wrote. His name is Barack Obama. I'm sure you know he's a black man. You know what he wrote? I will only read the first paragraph for you. The world's attention must remain on Myanmar, not Africa or not in Nigeria, where people are being slaughtered every day, but in Asia. The world's attention must remain on Myanmar, where I've been appalled by heartbreaking violence against civilians and inspired by the nationwide movement that represents the voice of the world. Oh, Obama cares about the voice of Asians, not the voice of Africans who are dying. He's a black man in America. And you're telling me that in my next world, I want to go close to black people. It's not possible. A black man, former president, he is more concerned about what is happening in Asia, in Myanmar, than what is happening in Nigeria, where people are being slaughtered. He is criticizing the Myanmar army for killing civilians. Whereas every day now, they are being slaughtered on a daily basis. Obama has not written once about what's going on because he gets money from Nigeria. They pay him big money. He's a black man. He's corrupt by nature. We blacks, we are corrupt. That is bone marrow corruption. Only if you can rise above it. There were those that came before us claiming they are doing freedom fighting, and they ended up building hotels. In this huge black. Obama is being paid from the zoo. That is why he can write about Asian people, Myanmar. Maybe he wants money from them as well, than writing about his own people that he claims come from Nigeria. Very sad indeed. Allow us to go? No. Let us make things better? No. All this nonsense must come to an end. And I have two very critical announcements to make. I will make finance announcement when next I'm on air, but I have two announcements to make this evening. Very important. You know that place they call Douglas Road, You know Douglas Road? I don't know who was born Douglas. They say it's a Douglas Road. Neo-colonialism at its best. Tonight, I am renaming it to Ikonso Way. You see Douglas Road Way. Today it is being renamed Ikonso Way. You see Imo State Government House. It's no longer Douglas House. It will be called Ikonso House. The seat of power in Imo State will be called Ikonso House. Any ministry in Owerri, very simple, any ministry in Owerri that sends out a memo, even the local council, that refers to that road as Douglas Road, the chairman will be in trouble. That road is called Ikonso Way. There is nothing like Douglas Road anymore. Ikonso Way. I know who Ikonso is. I don't know who Douglas is. Who Douglas from where? Douglas from where? Who's the Douglas? And I want signs to be put up everywhere. Every house along that very stretch of road must have on this wall Ikonso Way printed on it. Every landlord along the former Douglas Road, take note. Ikonso Way, until you tell me who Douglas is. Ikonso fought and died for you and I. I know who he is. I don't know who Douglas is. Ikonso Way, it's going to be called. And the government house, will be called Ikonso House, no longer Douglas House. Any ministry, that goes against this, Chinekabuno Oku, Dara, Ikonso Way. As I say in my language, Anya Royal Mpunkwa Tonoku, Kamanga Juabo, Ibea Juofu. Unless you grew up in the village, you won't understand what I'm saying. Palm fruit, we used to roast it in hot ash. Very, very delicious, I tell you. With a little bit of salt, very delicious. Unless you grew up in the village, you won't understand what I'm saying. Ikonso Way is going to be called. Every house, it will be printed, Ikonso Way. Government house in the Owerri is Ikonso House. No longer government house. Ikonso House will be called. He was a gallant hero. We must mourn him like no other. This evening, I'm announcing that I'm lifting the ban on IPOB UK family. They are now once again part and parcel of the global IPOB family. The reason why I shut them down was because they were unruly when we had a meeting. I believe that they have learned their lessons. They can now move on as one family, as we used to do before. The reason why we are where we are today is because we are disciplined. Because when I was reading about the war between King Leonidas of Sparta and Xerxes of Persia, that had the strongest army, he was a god king, he had the strongest army in the whole world. He invaded Greece. And Leonidas, rather than wait for Xerxes to bring his army to the land of Sparta, he went and met him in a war. 300 men against an army of over 1 million men, and held them for weeks until the other troops rallied. That's exactly what IPOB has done. We are not afraid of any bagger. No idiot. They've not given birth to you. And you're lying in you. You see all those saboteurs, we're going to find them. You will hear their story now. I'm going to work on you hear their story. IPOB family in the UK, you're once again part of us. Very strong before. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe MI5 infiltrated them. I don't know. I have no idea. But they're back again as one big, indivisible family under God Almighty in heaven. And remember that Ikonso is watching as well. We can't let him down. You understand that? I'm no longer talking about myself. We can't even dream of letting him down. Douglas Road from tonight is Ikonso Way. And Douglas House, the seat of government, is Ikonso House. And on that note, we bring our proceedings this evening to an end. I thank all of you for listening. But above all, go and ponder what we have preached tonight. Go and listen to it over and over again and receive some sense. and with it, your life will be secured. My Yoruba brethren, please, we are waiting for you to start. We have started. We are waiting for you. Release all prisoners and destroy every government building. If you don't want to die, do not put on army or police uniform. If you do, you will die. With all the love in my heart, from me, from here, as always, it is good evening.
That says you're holy, 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 another says you're holy, 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 well, this is for BL. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPM families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafra War in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the valley ship up to life. Let the great Biafra army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 all of them were true. He's our brother Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 holy.